What's up, Wendy? What's up with you? Wendy Payne, what's cracking? How was your day? How was your day, Wendy Payne? We're gonna be teaching a little bit. We got some messages to get out. Got some messages to get out. They stirring. They won't settle. They want you to hear it. They stirring. They won't settle. They want you to hear this. They want you to hear this. Whoever's resonate to this vibration to hear this message is specifically for you. That's the only way that I could explain it. The reason why you either showed up, clicked on it, or watching it right now. We're gonna go on and get started. Whoever's supposed to feel this vibration gonna get it. So check this out. If you do research, you ain't gotta do no research, just basic looking around. You will see the importance and as well as the significance of African art. African art. Why are you here talking about African art? Like, what's the, like, come on, bro. Like, ain't nobody on that. That's the problem. Ain't nobody on that. That's the problem with us. We ain't on that. We done got so far gone and caught up in this physical existence. And what's next? And what's the next materialistic brand that we gonna wear, wash, donate to the Goodwill? That we're totally ignoring something that's significant for our elevation. And what's significant to our elevation is subconscious communication and information. I didn't mean that to rhyme, it just happens like that sometimes. African art. Host invites you to go live. Who is this guy? Let me see what he's talking about. What's up,
Morning,
man?
y'all.
I can't hear you.
And pick it sides
What's going on?
honesty, the brutality. Come on, talk to me.
I hear you
And
over
you
there. Sometimes they want you to go live with him. He was jamming though. But I got a message for you. And that's that. Now let me show you something. See, that's what I'm talking about. I'm here to give you something spiritual, but the physical try to distract you. This physical world just tried to distract me from giving you a spiritual message. And that's if you on social media heavy like that. Not saying social media bad or good because we on it right now. What I'm saying is, do you understand what literally just happened? A distraction from a spiritual message to dance and bop around and kick it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying nothing wrong with what dude was doing. You know, but during this spiritual time, that I'm trying to give you this message. It just happened to come in. So what made him, out of everybody, want to invite me to that? Because something in him, Bop, say, hey, him right there, go get him to come in your life so he could jam with you. But the underlining is the distraction. It's distracting. See, that's how heavy this shit is, y'all. But this gonna go over a lot of people's head. But for those that vibrate, I hope you get this. Vibrate on this frequency. So check this out. I can't tell you what you need to do. The significance of African art has a long history. Every king that invaded Africa, any part of Africa, if they wasn't a native of the land, guess what they took? African art. Did they take dirt? Did they take clothes? Like tattered clothes? No. Why? Because those aren't worth anything at that time. But they pillaged for African art. Why? Because it had value. If you do the history of African art, you will see that a lot of the face masks and the headrests and a lot of some of the outfits, not clothes, but like the feathered stuff and, carved stuff, that stuff had value. That stuff was used in real live sacred ceremonies, weddings, sacrifices, pillages, like when they conquered somebody for thousands, maybe even millions of years. Those have significance and meanings. If they didn't, they wouldn't be in the museums right now. But we gonna go deeper than that. You know that. We just don't stay on the surface. Hey Jay, we just don't stay on the surface. Because they gonna give you a surface message about art and how it's valuable. But let's go deeper than that, y'all. When it comes to African art, you have to understand that Africans were the original people. Therefore, the art is original to the native people, to the indigenous people, which means it has all those years of history and symbolism on it. Now let's stick on that symbolism for a minute. When you see a warrior spear and shield, what do you think about instantly? Like, close your eyes. African. If I say African spear, African shield, who holding that? An African warrior. Now, is the African warrior very, 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 very unmelanated, or is he melanated? Yes, he's melanated. How tall is he? What do his feet look like? Do you see how just mentioning a spear and a shield could make you think about a strong warrior, a strong African warrior? That's the symbolism aspect of the art. The reason why they took, the reason why they took the artifacts, the art, the weaponry, is so the people can't see that. Because if the people don't see that, if they tuck it away, they won't think about that. They won't think about a strong African warrior. They won't think about somebody who has strength and could conquer and ain't soft. So they take that away. Hide it, put it away. And let's even go deeper. By putting it in the museum and saying you could only see it from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., What are they, thanks for the likes. What are they doing ultimately? What are they doing? They showing you they control that African warrior. They got him behind glass. You could only picture this warrior when I want you to picture him. And I'm going to close that off to the world. When these doors close and we say we'll see y'all tomorrow, but buy a ticket though. So basically they hoeing out our art. They hoeing out our power. They hoeing it out. How's they hoeing it out? Because people, we, which is our art, we're paying to see it. Are you gonna pay to see your mama? Are you gonna pay to see your daddy? You gonna pay to see your granddaddy? Of course not. Well, them are ancestors. That's their art. We can't envision them like we want to because we don't know what they look like without buying that ticket. Watch it on TV or YouTube or TikTok. You see it, but you're not seeing it. You're not feeling it. You're not feeling that energy of millions of years. You're gonna feel a little something coming through, but it ain't gonna be that change your life, man. When I looked at that, the detail in that art, and I smelled that wood. You know how many hands over the thousands and thousands of years done transfer energy through that piece of art? That piece of art hold on to that energy. It is sad. But the reason why is to keep you from focusing on that picture you got on the wall, or that person you worship, or that person on TV that's talking good to you that you worship, or an actual illusion that you focus on and worship. See, you got proof of who you are and proof of your ancestors that walk this planet on Earth right now. But you're not thinking about that. You're thinking about what's next in this celebrity's life, what's next here and this and that and da-da-da-da-da. You lose the sense of who you never knew because you never invested time to find out who you were in your lineage. And I'm not repeating that. See, we could all be entertained and laugh and smile and say that made you have a good day. But every day you ain't filling your cup is becoming more emptier and emptier. That's why one day people wake up and be like, depressed, the greatest weight. Because they done had the material, they done had the guys, they done had the females, they done popped the bottles, rolled the Rolls Royces. Man, I can't count how many convertibles I done been in. They was nice, but they didn't fulfill me spiritually. Riding down, California streets, top down, feeling good. Oh, yay. Outside of good scenery, if I'm not feeling nothing, getting a spiritual message from it, it's just a day. And it's going to be gone when the sun go down. But let me get you this message and get up off of here. What's going on? You need to I can't tell you what you do. It would be wise to get some African art. Now, I ain't just talking. I'm not going to show you the carvings and stuff like that. I'm not going to do that because, yeah, thank you, Jay. Because the energy that's on my stuff, I'm not showing that. You know what I'm saying? Get your own. But I'm going to show you some stuff that's light. Some things that you could buy. I'm going to show you 2 things that you could buy in probably any shop, African shop. But this other one is rare. I'm going to show you that. But I ain't going to let you get the gist of the other. So one of the things you want to do is get you one of these. This is called an Ankh. This was the Egyptian symbol for the womb. The womb. Phallus, fallopian tubes. The symbol of life. See, if you take this and put a 1 in the middle, then it turns into a cross. I wonder why they did that. Because this was first. So they took this and made it long, straight down like this. Balls, ding-a-ling, and then if you go up, that's a ding-a-ling. So it's 2 ding-a-lings touching with some balls. I'm just saying. Symbolism. This meant fertility. The womb. The man and a woman together. Family. See, every time you see this symbol, it can mean different things. But if you know the history of it, it sticks in your brain every time you see it. That's why you need one. Learn the history of this and get you 1, 2, 3, or 4. Wear it around your neck. Have it around your house. Have it because it'll remind you. Man and woman together. Fallopian tubes. The womb. What is that? Family. Future. Baby coming through here. Coming down the birth canal. You know, you could visualize it like that. Birth canal. This has so many positive African meanings. Do your research. It's called an Ankh. Get you one. Matter of fact, I'm going to challenge you real quick. He says, is that the one that Prince called himself? Prince had a guitar. He has had like he created his own. I'm going to put it like that. So he created his own. But when you get one of these, it'll remind you of positive things. Another thing, this stone is called unakite. The stone is the actual stone is called unakite. Look up what unakite does. But the reason why it's in the shape of a pyramid that I liked it was because I know a lot of the history. I'm not gonna say I'm a super expert, but I know a lot of the history of the pyramid. So every time I see this, wow, the flashes of what I know about it resonates in my mind. You see what I'm saying? So that's why you want to have something like this. It don't got to be the shape of a pyramid, but even if you know what the stone unakite does, maybe you'll carry one. But seeing this puts me in the mind of Egyptians and how strong they were, how powerful they were, how smart they were, how we were kings and pharaohs. We had our own languages. We created language, alphabets, math, science, astrology. Every time I see that, I think of that and know that's bloodline. Gives you strength. That's why you need something like that around. That and the Ankh. Now this other thing I'm going to show, then I'm going to get up off of here because I ain't going to go heavy because some people's attention span ain't that long. This right here, that's King Tut or Tutankhamun. See, the thing about mine is when I open that up, that's my king music. As I'm walking through the chambers, they playing that and I'm coming through. See, that allows me to visualize royalty. And when I look down at what's giving me that noise, that music, bop, then it goes to the history of who he is and what he did. Youngster king. One of the youngest pharaoh kings in Egypt. Died young but was king at 7 to 9. King before he was a teenager. King before he could procreate. You know how powerful that is? Nigga, you a king before you could procreate? That's every time I see that and hear that, that's what I'm thinking about. Let me get some of that power. Let me get some of that. Let me get that. So now imagine this is just the 3. You got the Ankh, thinking about your family being tight. Then you got this, thinking about your lineage along with the power of that stone. Then you got that together. What? That's how you start your day. You had that on your mind before you go to work, or before you go out to do your business, or before you even come on TikTok or YouTube. So long story short, message to get you here so I could get out of here before you start zoning out and wondering what's going on another page. Get you some African art. It would be wise to invest in some African art, not for the sake of you, but for the sake of your children. So you could, every time they see it, they ask you, Mom, what's that? Thanks for the likes. Daddy, what's that? What does that mean? And you could be proud to tell them the history of it. And it's going to force you to go learn the history so you could tell them. Just like you got the pictures of them other people on the wall with that book. You tell them the history of that book and, I'm just saying. We actually walked the earth. The pharaohs. King Tut actually walked the earth. They have his body. This man was encased in gold. His coffin was gold. So when I see his face and symbol, I think this man, that boy, we talking about Rolls Royces and all that kind of stuff, things of that nature. You ain't doing nothing if your casket ain't solid gold. You see what I'm saying? How you think on a whole nother level. Get you some African art. The older, the better. If you could get it from a native of the land, so be it. If you got to spend some money, if they have an auction somewhere and you got to spend some money for some authentic that come from the land, you tapping into millions of years of history. Even if they just, listen. It ain't got to be antique or ancient. Just listen. Open your brain. Listen. If they cut down a tree from Africa today, carve a mask today, sell it to somebody tomorrow, do you know what kind of energy is on that mask? That tree has been rooted with other trees in sacred dirt. How is it sacred? Because that's where civilization started. That energy with us, that energy is there. And what do trees do? Trees soak up energy from what? The land. From what? The air. From what? The sky. That tree has millions of years of nutrients that's been in the ground. He sucked it up and it's inside of him or her, the tree. Somebody carved it and gave it to you, or you bought it. So therefore you have that energy. Hey, Athena. You have that energy in your house. And if it's shaped in this, or a mask, or this, or whatever, you not only have the vision of what those symbols mean, but you have the actual energy from the actual land that we're talking about. And just to go one step further, you have now opened the portal for your ancestors to come through from that ancient energy. See, they come through this in your dreams. You hear your voice, don't go over there. Them your ancestors. That's your intuition. Don't do that. People protecting you, or old spirits protecting you, your grandma, your auntie you love to death, your daddy. You see what I'm saying? But when you get some African art, it's going to put you in. Okay, women. Women with low self-esteem, I got something for you right now. All women with low self-esteem. Just do this. Just do this. Go find you a sculpture or a picture of an African queen on a throne. Put it where you could see it every single day when you wake up and right before you go to bed. Your mindset is gonna change. because that vision is going to subconsciously get in your mind. Because you could identify with that woman because y'all both got ovaries. Y'all both got breasts. Y'all both got estrogen. Y'all both got wombs. Y'all both got cervixes. So y'all have things in common. And she a queen. Why you ain't a queen? Because you ain't worked to be one. There you go. Athena say she is a queen. And if you a queen, you going to act like that and you going to be treated with respect because queens get respect. See, that's the thing. We got the wrong symbolism up in our houses, y'all. We got pictures of celebrities. We got pictures of movies. We got pictures of the latest shoe, a basketball star. Why do kids want to be basketball stars? What do? They get posters on the wall. Symbolism. They idolizing the player. And it's fine if that's what they want to be. But we forgetting. We spiritual first. That's the part we forgetting. We human second. Technically third, but we spiritual first. And our ancestors was here before us. So we need to tap into them to get that wisdom. I can't go in here and holler at my sons like, hey, give me some wisdom from the 1964. I'm like, Daddy, what? Daddy, I wasn't born. But you could tap into that and go in and holler at somebody that was born at that time. But I'm going to go on and get off because I want you to get this. The importance of getting you some African art. Thank you, Athena. Athena says I'm speaking facts. The thing is this, y'all. If you old school and you ain't on it and you grown, that's fine. But don't brainwash the babies. Don't shape their future on some bullshit because that's the only thing you holding on to for strength. Give them an opportunity to identify with their ancestors. At least be a vessel to allow them to have a shot at getting to know their past. All it takes is one of these. Daddy, what's that? All it takes is one of these. I'm gonna say this and get out. You see this right here? Do you know how many Caucasians, which, I ain't prejudiced or nothing like that, say they like this on a daily basis? And I don't really get no African Americans or just black people to say anything about it because they identify not with the jury, but they always talk about the bird. They talk about the eagle and what the eagle symbolizes and what the eagle is to them in their mind. What the freak is on the back of a quarter? What is on money? The freaking eagle. Patriotism. See, when they see this, they think patriotism. They think flying high. You know what I'm saying? They thinking rising above. People that done served in the service definitely love this. It's symbolism, y'all. This means something to them. This need to mean something to us. Again. This need to mean something to us again. This need to mean something to us again. The king that actually existed. Hey, y'all, if that stuff was evil, why ain't it tore down? I'm just saying. It's been here before the other religions came. Like, why ain't it tore down? Because they consider it holy. They consider it ancient. And they consider it sacred. But they tricking you to thinking that it's evil. I can't even say they tricking you. You're allowing yourself to be tricked. That being said, Philosopher A.D. Jones, I appreciate y'all coming through. JJ, Athena, I appreciate y'all coming through. For those that this resonate with, get this vibration, Let your kids ask you some questions, but you need to know the answers. And when you start learning them answers, you'll start getting brolic on your knowledge as well. All right, that being said, I'm going to holler at y'all. Appreciate y'all stopping by. Thanks for the likes. Peace.